Welcome, everybody. We are finally here. It is time for the grand finals of the IHSEA Overwatch season. I'm Coach McGee, head coach of Springfield Public Schools, and I am joined by my long-lost friend, Ed Can. Coach Can, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm excited for this. I'll tell you what, guys, Coach Can and I called the grand finals of the very first IHSEA Overwatch season together 2 years ago, and here we are for this one. And look at this. The same team is here again.
A tale as old as time.
I'm telling you.
Myself, Dalton, and Naperville North in the finals. Look at that.
We're all back together.
It's exciting, man. I think we saw some amazing games throughout the afternoon, and I mean, what a way to end the night and the season. I'm super excited.
Yeah, we're going to get right into the action here. Both teams are ready, so we're going to jump in. Naperville North, they're here now. They were here last year. They were here the year before, but they have a new opponent this time, and I think, to be perfectly honest, the scariest one they have seen up to this point.
Yeah, watching the games earlier, I think Whitney Young is so unique in the way they play because they are so aggressive. I mean, just the way it almost feels like they head down and full aggression, full tilt, where we saw a lot more kind of calculated play out of the other teams. I'm really excited to see how Naperville North kind of weathers that storm.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I mean, obviously, from the perspective of Springfield today, we ran into these guys at noon. We saw what they were doing all season. We prepared, we scouted, but to their credit, we could not have planned enough for how aggressive this team is. They just play in such a way that they get all over you, and before you know it, you've lost your main tank. Or before you know it, they've walked through your shields and your support is down. They have a way of breaking you before you even realize the fight is going on. On the side of the Huskies, however, this is a team with experience in this situation. They're very calculated. They're all extremely skilled at the heroes they play. And this really is going to be an unstoppable force, immovable object type of situation, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And actually, as we're getting ready to start this match, I think it goes without saying congratulations to the Springfield Capitals, earning third today, playing really well. In that fourth place match against Barrington. But here we go. We see Whitney Young making that first push.
Yep, here we go. They're going to make a quick rotation. This is exactly what we expect to see out of them. Reinhardt's already swinging. Look for Cosine to run into fight swinging before his shield even comes up. The utility is getting used. The brawl is here. Guys, Uresi gets the first pick on Cosine, though, and Whitney Young is probably going to fall apart because he is the backbone of this aggression they're able to maintain. Uresi does pick off Red Frost as well, so the Huskies a matter of time before they hold this first point on this first push. Harmlab gets one as well. Yeah, this is what we're expecting to see. Whitney Young is going to win fights if they get the first pick. But if you can survive those first 5 seconds and get the utility out and hit them hard right back, you're going to win a lot of fights too, because that's the double-edged sword with the aggressive way they play.
Yeah, I think the point you bring up with kind of like surviving, weathering that first storm, in their earlier matches, Whitney Young really kind of forced that push. As we see their next push.
Lab already with the window.
I mean, it's so fast of a push that it's almost hard. As they're pushing onto the point, and Naperville North can't regain themselves here.
No, they cannot. The pick's coming in for the Dolphins. They're going to take point A here. Man, those windows came out fast, everyone. That was absolutely wild. Both Baptiste getting their ults. Owen Sauce using his high noon as well. Didn't really get anything out of it. Maybe an overuse, but that's actually a criticism I'm going to have of Whitney Young as we watch them today. They tend to use a lot of ults, and it seems like it's always one more than they needed to use to win a fight because they're just winning with pure rush down utility usage. And that last ult, there's a perfect example. Owen Sauce didn't need it. Now the bongo coming out from Zungi, trying to get as much damage down as they can, but the Dolphins can just hide behind the corner, let payload move itself a little bit, and as soon as that bongo drops, you'll see them come back out.
Yeah, I think this aggression works. Oh, Naperville North absolutely raining down on them. Now it looks like they're going to try and decide maybe to drop down as the payload moves. It looks like
Excel in the corner here.
I mean, they're sneaking along here and making good progress. Naperville North obviously getting a lot of alt charge here. We're seeing 4, almost 5 up there. As 2 more go down to Excel there, and Quacker's getting 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Naperville North with a stronger start here at Eichenwald than they had against Barrington. I know it's not particularly one of their favorite maps in the game, but they're holding really strong. This high ground control is strong so far. I just said strong 4 times in about 15 seconds, so there's that. But here it goes again. Big! Oh, it's a huge ult. Beat drop comes out. They drop everyone. Who can get an elimination? No one. The Dolphins managed to survive the 6-man Gravitic Flux. They're walking through Castle now. Payload, meanwhile, not moving.
That was so clever to be able to duck back inside the castle. The window goes down, and it looks like now Naperville North has to do a full-scale retreat here. Selly now using the ultimate, tried to change into Sigma. It looks like Barrington might get a little bit of space here to push the payload there.
And I'll tell you what, now I have to look back at the VOD. I don't know that I'm going to watch the Springfield-Whitney Young match many times because, you know, I don't want to. But it seems like when they get the first pick, their fight win percentage is astronomically high. That's what we scouted against them. That's what we're still seeing here. If the Dolphins get that first pick on the Huskies, they're likely to win that fight. And the exact opposite is true. If they don't, they will lose that fight. So look for that first pick. Your Resty's going to get this one. The trade does come in. Cosign goes up. And so does Red Frost. Call me a liar, Dolphins fans.
I think while that time it wasn't the Dolphins getting the first kill, they were dictating the fight where it took place. When they come at you with that aggression, if Naperville North can split them, hold their defensive ground, let them use those cooldowns like you said, then they win the fight. And that's where we usually see it's the 1 pick, maybe the 2 picks that come in. As we see Whitney Young now pushing into the final castle here, looking for point 3.
They are so aggressive. There it is, guys. You can just see spectating this team. They just obliterate the Huskies as they push through here. It is so hard to deal with how aggressive they are. They don't even care about the payload. They're just saying, we're coming through you, try to survive. And so far, it's not looking good for Naperville North. This is an incredibly strong Icon-walled push. 3.5 minutes left as we're turning this last corner. But the stall probably going to be real for the Huskies with some ults coming online.
Yeah, I think it really should be said that this is going to be the place where great ult there from Shash right there. He's going to drop 3, 4, go down, 5 go down. I think it's going to be this point right here where when we see the overutilization of ultimates and abilities and things like that, this is where it'll hurt Whitney Young. This last point here, very tight. It's easy for the defense to get back out. This really plays to Naperville North's strengths of kind of the more calculated play here.
And what's really intriguing to me is that Whitney Young not running Ryan Zarya. We see a ton of that from them. Quackers with the first pick on a cosign. That's going to be gigantic. Look for him to drop these discords on cosign all match. They know how aggressive they are, and they got to turn the tables a little bit by making the Dolphins' Reinhardt take a lot of damage. And that time it pays off. But Ryan Zarya seemed to be stronger for them, the bubble usage, than their Sigma. I think that you'll probably look for Amu to play Zarya pretty soon. He plays a lot of D.Va as well. I actually was quite surprised to see them bringing out the double shield first thing here. Here comes a Gravitic Flux. It looks like it's going to be big. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Straight back down the shield, or the lamp does go out. That's huge. We see them push forward here. Naperville North, the other part of this last part here is Whitney Young is pushing them back relentlessly. You can get caught on a lot of environmental things, which make running away a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, as we finish off this point, Echo does get a copy on the Sigma, gonna get Gravitic Flux very quickly. Look for it right here, use his hand to eat a lot of damage, gets Chad knocked back. Is she gonna get the Gravitic Flux? There it is.
That was huge. That's really clutch there.
Pick still coming in for the Dolphins, though. This is not a one fight for the Huskies, and definitely not after Red Frost Death Blossoms. 1.5 minutes left for Whitney Young. They guarantee themselves another offense at least if they allow a full push by the Huskies. Let me tell you what. 2 years ago when we met and we called the Huskies and Lions game in the first season, it wasn't real close. Naperville North came up and they took care of business. Last year, finals, Naperville North, Naperville Central, crosstown rivalry. Again, it wasn't real close. I think if you're a Huskies fan, this is the first time you're watching this moment and having genuine anxiety about whether your team is going to win this match. Whitney Young is without a doubt the biggest threat the Huskies have seen in their young esports career in Overwatch. And I am very excited to see what Naperville North brings out on offense here, because at least as of earlier today, they've shown themselves to be a much stronger offensive team than they are a defensive team. And look at this comp. Hello, 1 year ago Overwatch.
Yeah, I think I think if I'm Naperville North, I don't want to see anything else with a payload. Anything that just drives very linear, I don't want to see that with Whitney Young in any facet. Because I feel like the defense, what we saw earlier from Whitney Young, is the same thing. It's unrelentless. It's very linear. I think if I'm Naperville North, I'm praying for as many King of the Hill matches as I could possibly get in here.
Yeah, I don't see Naperville North losing a single control match.
No.
Like ever. They're so good at control. But this payload, man, this has been a real struggle for them thus far. Let's see what they do here. Nice, quick, tight rotation there. Zungi gets the shield up, and they're going to move right around to the left. They're going to rush down as well. Excel looking for a wall to split the team. Will he find it?
He's kind of caught at a weird angle, and Whitney Young's doing a really good job hiding behind that corner.
First pick, no
yeah, there we go. And here comes the roll by Whitney Young. The Reinhardt charge was a little. He does get the Reaper, but Naperville North pretty much lose that fight instantly after that.
They're back up. Shash dropping to Melanade Man. I never said his name right, and I always just said Mellow. It's Melanade Man, everybody. I apologize to you. But yeah, I think that the key to success here is the value Excel is going to get out of separating the Dolphins from each other with the wall, and also the fact that he's 2/3 of the way to Blizzard already. And Blizzard, like EMP or Grab, is just one of those ults that you only need to use one time to win the fight. They rotate. They're playing defense now, the Huskies are. Wall doesn't get anybody, and Shatter gets everybody, it seems like. Red Frost walks through them and lights up the Huskies. Goodbye. Shash, I'm not sure about that Gravitic Flux. I've got to think Coach Terp's going to look at that and say, why did you do that? But then again, hello, Blizzard, they light them up. This is now anyone's fight.
That's huge. I think as we see Naperville North looking like they might capture this. No, getting pushed off.
Yeah, they absolutely
great drop the beat there, buying some time. Still being contested, though. Still on that second kick. Great Death Blossom right there. Creating a lot of space.
Red Frost. Get out of here. Red Frost, a nuisance on the Reaper. He was a nuisance to us earlier, and he is a nuisance to the Huskies now. Shash saw an opportunity and said, hey, trust me. We have a Blizzard. We've got a Gravitic Flux. We can get them. And he almost did it with the help of Excel. But Red Frost Reaper is just so good, and he's so hard to finish off.
Now, let me pose this to you as Naperville North get ready for this push. Was it ill-advised to use that Blizzard and Gravitic Flux?
No, I think it's a good play. I think he just got beat by a good player. It's just one of those times, you know. When you're in the grand finals of Overwatch for IHSEA, we have a lot of good teams. When you get to this point, sometimes, you just got to tip your hat to a great play when these players can pull off some of these stunts.
Earthshatter comes out, but the Lamp's going to keep all Whitney Young healthy, but there's the Reese Death Blossom going to clean this up.
Minute 27. Says, my turn.
We're swapping Death Blossoms here as Naperville North is taking this point here, and they're going to begin moving the payload.
Yeah, so they do take it, but a slightly slower time than Whitney Young took it originally, so now they're at a slight disadvantage of time bank. A minute and a half was how much the Dolphins finished point C with, so now they look to have a better time bank than the Huskies. Meanwhile, the Huskies just trying to create some space here, waiting to see where Whitney Young's going to be. They're not going to take the high ground. Rather, they're going to go right down main. Even Owen Sauce drops down rather than holding that high ground. So here's the fight right around the corner. We're going to poke and see what happens.
Here
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the air.
But then that Lamp comes down instantly, and Zungi's going to go down to Red Frost there. And Naperville North having to back up. But we do see a lot of utility being used there by both teams, actually. The Gravitic Flux. Looks like the Huskies are close to another Blizzard, that game-changing ultimate you brought up before on Excel. Huge chunk of damage right there on the Naperville North.
Look at how many times these Sigmas have had these ults. And classic Gravitic Flux High Noon combo. It's going to get 2 of them. Owen Sauce says, you are not moving yet. 1, 2, 3 down from the Shatter as well. Whitney Young holding strong here in B thus far.
I think the strategy to use ultimates in combination, use as many ultimates as possible, works for Whitney Young because they actually follow through on the kills on the other side. I think when you talk about, ult economy and stuff for teams, it's because a lot of times you can't finish the kills after a high noon or something like that. But Whitney Young converts on the kills, so you're just charging the ult again. Oh, huge Death Blossom from behind.
It did end up being gigantic. I thought they were going to survive it, and he gets 2 of them. The wall was perfect. onto Cosign, but the Death Blossom coming from behind just gets 2. Now we're trading. Likely to be a Whitney Young win on this fight. Quacker's stuck behind him as Lucio probably trying to get out here. Wow.
That was huge.
That fight did not go how I thought it was going to go. And you're right, to your point, like Whitney Young just so good. And honestly, Owen Sauce is the bigger threat for Hitscan. You know, we looked at them. We were thinking about running Echo into them. We did a little bit because Red Frost didn't have the Hitscan prowess Owen Sauce has, but Red Frost doesn't need it when he plays Reaper like this.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, and as we see the engage on the payload again, and instantly 2 kills. That fight lasted about 3 seconds before you start seeing people drop for Naperville North there. That's
only
amazing.
Going to be a minute on the clock now for the Huskies in B. Now it's not a matter of whether we finish with time; it's a matter of whether we finish B. And I'll tell you what, this feels weird for me. And to Naperville North's credit, what's odd about watching this is they have been so strong for so long. They're so well coached with all-star players. Owen Sauce, wait, take a look at Owen Sauce. He's dropped behind them, looking for a high noon on the flank. He gets 1 only on Urestes. Wanted more out of it, but didn't get it. All kinds of ults coming out now. It's anybody's game. Both beat drops. And a Gravitic Flux. Excel gets Owen Sauce. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? So far, it's looking like Naperville North's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, it looks like, I think the Owen Sauce flanking from behind would have worked better if the Dolphins weren't already losing that fight, because they did turn around and have to respond, but there were already too many people from Whitney Young dead by the time he got around and hit that high noon. But I think it should be said that this is...
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't even call this, guys. Let's look at the kill feed. You see what's happening. Another Death Blossom from Red Frost. He's going to get 1. It seemed earlier like a fight was done, and then it wasn't. This time, it's definitely going to be done, however. The Huskies finished B. The time is still against them, but they at least will continue to move on. I think what's interesting to note is that Naperville North hasn't dropped a single map all season. They did have 1 draw against Barrington at Temple of Anubis, but they did not drop a single map all season. Whitney Young had not before Springfield today. We took a map off of them when we dropped 3-1, but that was their first map loss. Naperville North has yet to see defeat on their screen. Whitney Young trying to make that happen, and it's very important if you're a Dolphins player or fan here that you get this game to overtime, because then you create a scenario where you cannot lose, and right. Naperville North at best can draw.
Right.
I think we're going to get there.
I think, I think if you're Naperville North, you're starting to get a little worried. 52 seconds. You do have the Earth Shatter there, which is a very powerful ult in this last team fight. And you do have Drop the Beat, the Gravitic Flux as well, but you're at 38 seconds, 37 seconds. Like, you're running out of time for this fight.
They don't finish this with time on the clock. It's just not going to happen. And so I think that if you're the Huskies, you got to remember right now you're not playing against, or not Huskies, I say the Dolphins rather. You're not playing against the players. You're playing against the clock. Let it get to 0. Then at worst you have a draw to start off this match. They want the win though. They're hungry. They see it. They're playing well. They want to upset the IHSEA and finally put an end to this dynasty that the Huskies have developed.
Huge Gravitic Flux. They're going to drop them straight down. Are they going to be able to clean up any of the kills though? Cosign is down.
Yeah, and here comes the Coalescence. They're going to win this fight. Whitney Young going to have an Earth Shatter coming online, and probably a Death Blossom. The way Red Frost has been playing, he might get that in this last fight. Check out Owen Sauce up top. Doesn't have an ult, but he's going to drop down. And is he going to get a support? No, he's not going to get one of them. Blizzard going to cover the whole point. It is an overtime. The Dolphins will not lose at Eichenwald, but will they be able to pull off a win? Will Naperville North be able to finish? Let's take a look. The ball's out. It's not going to be enough. The Huskies finish point C, secure a guarantee that they won't win necessarily, but they might not lose. That's where we're at.
Yeah, you have opened the door for a draw, which I think if you're Naperville North, if you can, with how much you struggled at points in this map, and kind of learning more about these teams, how much Eichenwald is not your bread and butter. It's not the map you like. Payload or these hybrid maps are not what you like. If you can walk out of here with a draw, obviously you prefer a win, but if you can walk out with a draw,
it's a big victory.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I think if you're the Huskies, hey, control's coming up. We're real strong at control. Assault is coming up. We have all kinds of goofiness planned for assault. Trust me, the Huskies do all kinds of goofy things on assault. But this hybrid and escort part of this match is going to be a problem for them. if the Huskies also know that the tiebreak, if we get to that kind of situation in this match, is control. That's where they want to be. So, like the idea of drawing through the first 4 maps is not horribly unappealing because they know how strong they are in control. I think the temperature taken on this match is going to be, how does Whitney Young play when we go to control this first time? I think that is going to be very indicative of how the result of this match will end up looking.
Yeah, we see now as we're ticking down, Whitney Young has 1:30. You got to have 1 tick. That's it.
And they're going to rush. Here they come.
Got the Lucio out. Which actually, I think is the first time they've had Lucio.
They run Lucio Vap all day against us, so I'm not surprised to see this.
Here we go. Lamp comes out by Naperville North.
Who's going to fall first? It's going to be the Huskies. Whitney Young picking off the Huskies here on point A. They are looking like they're going to take Eichenwald and hand Naperville North their first map loss of the season. Whitney Young up 1-0 here in our grand finals. Wow.
I can't say enough how much, how significant this is, what we just watched here, in terms of, like you said, just the pedigree of the program, but specifically for Naperville North in Overwatch, right? Naperville North competes in a lot of different games, but they are Overwatch. So to start in a grand finals down 0-1, this is not a place that this program has been very many times.
Yeah, I don't think they've had to choose a map ever. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there are some things that Naperville North can take away, right? In a map style that's probably not your ideal, on a map that you don't like, you made Whitney Young work for it. There were times where their planning and things like that did shine through. They had good strategy, shot calling, things like that. So this is far from over, but this is exciting. This is something that is kind of must watch moving forward through this series.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break here as the Huskies pick the map and then the Dolphins pick whether they're going to be on offense or defense. We're ahead to do Assault next with Whitney Young up 1-0 over Naperville North. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, we're back. Hey, if you're just tuning in, Whitney Young's Dolphins took map 1 from Naperville North's Huskies at Eichenwald, handing the Huskies their first map loss of their entire IHSEA 3-year career. I mean, they have been unbeatable up to this point, and Whitney Young, their hardest test they have ever faced. Coach Can, what is your takeaway from that Eichenwald match?
I really have kind of sat here and thought about, when have I seen Naperville North put in a position where they need to be so reactionary to what another team does? And I can't think of an example. Even you talked about earlier when we casted the first finals 2 years ago, and it was Naperville North versus Lions, who is an exceptional team in their own right. Naperville North dictated that match. And even though Naperville North got it to that final point, sent it to overtime, Whitney Young dictated that match. So I think there had to have been a little bit of soul searching here in the last 4 minutes as we get ready for Volskaya here.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, because I think if you're the Huskies, everybody knows what Whitney Young is going to do. They've done it all season. They did it to the Capitals this morning, and they're doing it to the Huskies now. They do this aggressive, rush down, in-your-face, oppressive offensive composition. We know that's coming. So if you're the Huskies, you need to say, okay, we have one of two options. Either we play in a way to change the tempo of the game to how we want it to be, or we play in a way to negate the effects they're having. And so far, the Huskies have not been successful changing the tempo. They've been trying to deal with what's coming in. However, if you look at these heroes at the top of the screen, this is exactly what Naperville North needs to do. They need to throw something crazy at Whitney Young that confuses them, that puts them in disarray, and makes them unprepared to handle the offensive onslaught that IHSEA and Excel can do. Both of them obnoxiously good damage players. IHSEA in particular, his tracer is just infuriating in the backline. My support players were talking about the fact that they might have to play against IHSEA today, and they're like, guys, he's gonna one-clip me. I'm just ready for it. so I'm excited to see this. The Brig Zen, that's meta.
Yeah. As we see the Dolphins get ready to defend here. And it looks like Naperville North maybe going to take the left side of this building. And there you go. IHSEA already on the hunt there, looking to kind of take that space provided by his team on the other side. And there he goes.
Zungi does get that first pick. The ball is effective thus far. Gets the slam on 2 of the Dolphins. And here they drop. Naperville North had a plan on Volskaya, and it is being executed.
Yeah, it's so hard when the other team gets map choice, Naperville North getting to pick Volskaya, because it's so evident that they came in, they had a script written up, and you as Whitney Young have to find a response or have something prepared coming into today on how to deal with it, and they did not have the answer on that first point there.
Yeah, so Huskies fans, do not fret. This has been a rough match to watch so far, but Naperville North has a plan at Volskaya. They're more comfortable, and 6 minutes were on the clock as they took A. This is going to be something new for the Dolphins to deal with. The Huskies are not down and out yet.
Yeah, I do like that Excel here is back on the Echo. If they can deal with Owen Sauce on the hit scan there, it gives him so much time to do damage. And boom, we see the attack there on the point as they're already pushing in. Naperville North pressuring that point.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going the way of Whitney Young now. Excel did get the Diva Bomb, not really going to get any value out of it, but Whitney Young stabilizes on B. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the most infuriating things in Overwatch to play 2CP. And the reason is that at Volskaya, at Anubis, Hanamura, that B defense respawn is so fast that you have to play in such a way that you almost wipe all 6 at once. Otherwise, somebody's going to be able to touch again.
Right. It has to be one of those things where you spend the first couple minutes charging those ults and how you use those ultimates.
Sorry to interrupt. Check out Zungi. He's got way behind him, drops a minefield on top of all of them. That lamp is not going to save them. Here comes the support ult from Quackers and the support ult from Whitney Young's Lucio as well. Here come the picks. Check out the kill feed. It's happening so fast. IHSEA gets one. Excel gets one. Red Frost returns the favor, however. It is looking in favor of the Huskies, and then Red Frost gets stunned out of his Death Blossom that's been broken all game. And now Naperville North making progress in point B.
That stun by the Brigette was huge, knocking out the Death Blossom there from Red Frost and allowing Naperville North to keep these ticks going almost at the third one.
Death Blossom. Or I said Death Blossom. The Pulse Bomb. Uresi's Pulse Bomb was huge. He cleans out the Lucia right after. There is what I'm telling you. That Tracer is obnoxious to deal with, and the Dolphins just felt the full force, almost exactly 4 minutes on the clock, as Naperville North has a very strong offense. What are the Dolphins going to do?
I think that's what I said before this match started. If Naperville North can get the playbook back in their hands, they control the tempo. When and where you fight, they win, right? And we see that Whitney Young, that full aggression, straightforward W key at you, is not as great when you are playing defense, especially on these 2-point assaults here. It's a lot harder to play to your strengths.
Yep, absolutely. I think that this and the escort, or not escort, this and the control map to follow, fall more. Oh, we got a pause requested.
All right. 2-minute. Is this a strategy pause? This is a 2-minute strategy pause?
Yeah, I imagine this is a timeout. So yeah, gives us a chance. This is Excel of Naperville North. They've called their first timeout. So 2 minutes is what they'll get. Not a whole lot of time. So we can have a conversation. I didn't see that Coach Kennedy said that. So that would be me. So yeah, Naperville North has called their timeout. 2 minutes on the clock for them. I think that I'm very interested to see what Naperville North does on defense. What they just ran was obviously an offensive composition, high mobility, jump on top of you, get behind you, create some distractions. But that doesn't quite work the same on running that breaks in ball echo combination. So I'm really interested if they go more traditional or if they keep something crazy out there.
I think the point that you made that was very offensive focused. When we look at Eichenwald, that there were issues with the offensive push by Naperville North, but that was definitely not the issue that they had. They got 3 points on there. Against most teams, Naperville North would have done enough to win that map. It's going to be defensively, how are they going to react to Whitney Young? Because here on offense in a 2-point assault, you can W key. You can run down the other team and get them off the point. So I agree with your point. I'm interested to see, do they have something unique? Are you running different champ or heroes? Like, are we going to see something flashy like a Torbjorn or a Bastion or something way out there? I would expect something probably like the May as well. That seems like something that the Huskies have played really well, and that's a great way to stop the W key by actually building a wall. But looks like we're coming out of this pause now, and we'll see what they come up with.
Yep, the Huskies just wanted that little bit of extra time to get to talk about what they're going to do on defense here. We took pauses all day today as well. They're built into our rules for a reason, and they're being used strategically. Now, look at this. This comp is the exact same as what they ran on offense.
I feel like, obviously, Carr on the Brigette, it does provide almost another tank. You can sit on the point a little bit more. But I think when that unstoppable force hits you in the mouth, and this team who really wants to kind of be spread apart, I think it's going to be hard for them to defend here. What's your take on that?
I think that the wild card here is Excel's Echo and the value that he can get out of that. Now, Carm basically plays Brigitte as like optimally as anybody in the IHSEA. Her Brigitte is quite good. So it's the one person I don't roast for playing Brigitte. But this is not a traditional comp, and I let's see it. Does Coach Terp have something in store for us, or is Whitney Young going to be able to run over them and isolate somebody? They're going right into that. Oh, it looks like they were going to run over. That is the answer.
There you go. And see, that's what I'm saying. Cosine really leading. I'd like to know who the actual captain is of Whitney Young, because I would be hard-pressed to say it's not Cosine there.
Cosine and Melanade Man are the ones that frequently call those rush downs, because it'll be Melanade's speed boost call or just the W King for Cosine. But yeah, they're the ones that call it. Whitney Young, it felt like Naperville North took it quick. Did Whitney Young take it quicker? Let's look. They did. By 6 seconds. They actually took a quicker than Naperville North, as if it could get quicker. It did. So here we go. This is why do I feel like this is going to be one of these 6'5", 2 CT.
Yeah, we're gonna see these get taken back and forth. Whitney Young pushing again, unrelenting onto the point. We do see the Echo all come out. Looks like she's gonna take the place of Reinhardt.
Take care of her. Not going to be able to get that Echo Earth Shatter off of, but it's not going to matter. Husky's going to stabilize here on B, just like the Dolphins did on their defense. So at least a little bit of defense on these teams' sides. Whitney Young now with 1.5 minutes to match the Huskies' time on capturing B.
I will say, though, when you look at the alt economy here, and I do think it's important for Naperville North, we had the Zenyatta alt, we had the Echo alt, we had the Tracer alt, though Tracer obviously gets it back pretty quickly. You will have the 2 tanks and the other support up soon, but the Dolphins are going to be, I mean, they could have 6 ultimates up for this push right here. And like you said, when it's a 2-point, assault map, you want to wipe them.
There's a minefield. Zungi's trying to cause a problem before it even becomes an issue, and he does just that. Slams the Reaper into his mines. Baptiste gets taken care of as well, and the Huskies will hold again. So now 45 seconds for the Dolphins to match the Huskies' time. They're going to have to do it this fight if they want to have the same approximate time that Naperville North got. But here, like you said, 6 ults coming online. Meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 4 ults for sure going to be a part of this fight for the Huskies. Probably Quackers if he pops off here.
Yeah, Quackers, if he can get down some DPS before this fight starts, he should have the Transcendence down. Zungi just so aggressive on that hamster
window.
Yep,
you're going to see that from Beneb. Beneb's window, if he's got it, it's coming out. That has happened all year. Owen Sauce with the high noon, not going to get anybody. The Gravitic Flux does get 1 for Shash. What is the other one going to get? Nothing. He gets taken out of the air. The Huskies will guarantee they have a better time bank than the Dolphins here, if the Dolphins can even manage to take B, which so far they've shown no indication of being able to do.
I think this point right here, well, we are going to get a
timeout pause by the Dolphins. They have 2 minutes now. They want to reevaluate what's going on, as I can imagine they would. This comp they're running into is not something you see on your average night of comp in Overwatch.
No, and I think it really comes down to what you said, the Eurisi Tracer. They don't have an answer for it. He has allowed Whitney Young to get in front of him, and then he's picking off Owen Sauce. He's picking up, Melanade Man. There you go.
Melanade Man. There you go.
He's doing the damage in the back line. In that 1v1, the McCree versus the Tracer, Owen Sauce is losing the 1v1, and they don't have a response to it yet.
Yeah, I think that this is I don't want to use the word toxic, but man, I feel like running into this Naperville North team comp is just so infuriating. There's so much distraction. There's so much CC between the Rock of Sigma, Brigitte Stun, Wrecking Balls, like swing through, all kinds of stuff that's just really infuriating to go through. Whitney Young has said what they want to say. Naperville North is ready, and we're right back in the action here as we continue. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock for Whitney Young to take point B here at Volskaya. They quickly took A, but now they've run into a bit of a roadblock.
So what's the answer here? Obviously, you have watched this. You've watched Naperville North play this. What do you change to slow this down? It looks like they're going for a little bit more of a dive. Is that the answer? Do you meet chaos with chaos on this one?
I think that Naperville North, in my mind's eye, is about the best diving team we have in the state. So you got to be careful diving into them. But Melanated Man gets picked on his opposite support. Damages trade. We're going even so far, but with support dropping for Naperville North, you got to wonder if that is a bigger deal. That minefield covers the whole point. They can't touch. They're going to have to back out. I think that, frankly, the answer is that Zungi is stopping them. Wrecking Ball does a lot of disruption to this comp they're playing. Gets a lot of value. They stay together all the time, so when he swings through them, he gets his ult constantly. If they can negate the effect that Zungi is having, they'll be more successful. But until that happens, I don't see this changing. I think Naperville North is showing every indication they're going to full hold here, beat.
Yeah, I think it doesn't also seem like Whitney Young is willing to play the Brigette with that such a reliable stun into the Hammond there. That could have been an answer.
I definitely don't think they can unless they're going to do it incredibly optimally. I mean, like I said, Carmlab's Brigitte is just so good. Owen Sauce does get a pick on his opposite damage player. That's a big deal. Here they come. They're jumping up top, looking for a pick on Sigma. IHSEA takes care of Melonade Man. They're going to need to get one. Oh, IHSEA tries to get the high noon off and is not going to make it happen. The trades are coming in, but trades favor the defense here. They're going to have to wipe them up pretty quick if they want to get some progress from this point. Even one tick would be valuable. There it is again. Zungi has that minefield all the time, and it's because they just play together so much. 3 are on point. They're going to get the first tick. No, not yet. IHSEA's there running amongst the minefield. He's trying to stop this tick from being achieved. They haven't got it yet. It's so close. They can't manage to make it happen yet. They're getting bumped off and eliminated. Emu's knocked out of mech, and the Huskies, by the skin of their teeth, look to be able to hold this first tick from happening.
Yeah, I think this is something where, you know, Naperville North forgot the last map. They came into it with a plan, and we see kind of the value of coming in with a plan, executing it well. You might see them take a point or tick here, but I don't see how, with the fights going so one-handed or one-sided, I don't know how Whitney Young kind of cracks his code here quick enough.
I think that has to feel so bad morale-wise for the Dolphins to get 32.9999999% and not manage to get that tick. It was it was a fraction of a second that they missed that tick by. But here they do. Wrap around the left side, a little something different here. Both teams with an Echo now, and Red Frost gonna have a copy just like Excel. That minefield, oh my gosh, he constantly has it.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of utility that he's outputting and damage, I mean, it's just constantly up. We do see the Flux come up, and they're just looking to get the Winston there.
Excel with the Echo copy to Lucio gets the double boop kill on the tanks of Whitney Young. He says, I don't need to copy a damaged character. I'm just going to copy Lucio and get kills anyway. Yeah, man, one more push, and they're going to have to bust it to get to point B and even touch it right now. They do have some ults coming online. They have the ult advantage, in fact, but this might be a pretty scrappy fight here with these two teams. They've got to touch the first thing. Looks like their Lucio's going to be able to, but instead they're going to elect to let their Diva jump in. The bomb's coming. The rock does not stop the bomb. It catches Shash. That's going to start things off, but Beneb did drop to Zungi's Wrecking Ball. Here we go. Scrappy fight on point. Watch that kill feed because there's going to be too much happening to call. Let's take a look.
We see Whitney Young dropping pretty quickly here on the point. They're trying to touch. Owen Sauce tried to tag for as long as possible.
Crackers pops off, takes care of Melonade Man and the Tracer of the Dolphins, and Naperville North ties this series up 1-1. They take Volskaya, forget about Eichenwald, and man, have we got a series in our grand finals.
Yeah,
Shaft
I think
with the play of the game. Let's take a look here. He got the last one as well, in fact. Gravitic Flux gets 2 heroes, but he does get a lot of value out of those picks.
Yeah, he picks up the tank line there, exposing the backside, the DPS and healing there. Good ultimate. There were a few of them. I think I probably would have picked Zungi. Just how quickly he had his minefield up, how much he split up. Because that was really what Whitney Young was doing so well, staying together, one singular unit and pushing through. The Hammond throws that all out the window, right? Yeah, really excited to see what Whitney Young chooses as their next map moving forward.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to take another quick break. Our series is tied 1-1 as we figure out where the Dolphins want to go for control. Guys, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, we're back for map 3 of our IHSEA Overwatch Grand Finals. Coach Can, it's been about as much as we could have hoped it to be up to this point.
Yeah, we're going into this third map 1-1. Remember, it's a best of 5. I think both of these teams have very different styles, and they're pushing each other to the limit here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that what we saw different from map 1, I mean, Whitney Young kind of cruised at Eichenwald. Naperville North, I wouldn't say cruise, but more like we're like impenetrable. Their defense there on B at map 2, and the difference was the composition. Naperville North played a very mobile, very ball-centered composition, and so I want to point out like who is doing that. That's Zungi. Okay, so Zungi's playing Wrecking Ball, and the previous years Naperville North had one of the best, if not the best, tank players in the IHSEA, and that was Koyos. Koyos graduated. We said his name a million times in stream during finals. It was one of the first names I remember screaming on comms with you 2 years ago, right? So yeah. Zungi comes in, and it's like, man, you gotta fill Koyos' shoes. And he says, you know what? I don't play the exact same tanks as Koyos. This is who I play, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make a name for myself. And all season, obviously, they've been doing well, but here in the grand finals, Zungi's ball has been a dramatic impact on the shift of the momentum in this match up to this point.
I think, it's one thing that you said when we went to break is I really hope they don't pick Lijiang Tower. And I think it's exactly for this reason, right? You're giving Zungi more opportunities to make plays, and this is not the first map you wanted to see when you picked Lijiang Tower. This is not what you wanted to see.
Especially here at Gardens. I think that Whitney Young probably picked Lijiang because it's a comfort pick for them, because they certainly didn't pick it because it's a weak pick for Naperville North. This is one of Naperville North's strongest maps, and frankly, not one I would have chosen in this situation. But this is, again, going to be, hey, we have two team comps that love this. We're very different team comps. Who's going to have the better rotations? Who's going to use utility? Who's going to get these picks? We see that exact same comp come out for Naperville North here. Couple changes for Owen. Owen Sauce was not on McCree all of last map. Red Frost back on the Reaper that was so broken at Eichenwald. Man, this is going to be fireworks. I don't see Whitney Young taking this map, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think you could probably write Gardens out, but it depends on what happens in that second map. If Whitney Young kind of understands that, hey, this is going to be kind of wild here, we're going to have to deal with this Hammond who's going to create a lot of problems for us. As we see them taking the safer route here.
Oh, yeah, they got a brawl. This is a brawly team. This is an AoE healing team. This is a team that says, we're going to crash on you all at once, and here it comes. That is the Whitney Young we saw at map 1. Who's going to get the first pick? Zungi does, and there it is. Whitney Young cannot get these fight wins when they drop first. This comp is built around we have to get the first pick.
Yeah, I think the mistake there, Whitney Young created the initial space, got them off the point, and then extended farther than they needed to, and I think that's what kind of hurt them there at the end. That initial engage and push through, even after Zungi tried to boop them into the water there.
Check out Zungi right now. Look for this. Is this going to be a big boop? Oh, I see it. They're going to swing. What is Zungi doing? He's going to swing in instead. Hits almost all of them. There's that ult charge for Zungi. He's going to get out, maybe come back in, and they're going to go ahead and crash onto point again. They're moving as a unit, guys. Will they get the first pick or not? That is the story. They do not. Amu gets one, but no, they're going to get way more in favor of the Huskies. Whitney Young has got to get that early pick. It's got to happen in the first 3 seconds, or they're going to be in trouble.
I really think that both of those pushes, if you watch, they pushed past the point trying to take that fight. And I think that was a mistake. You had Zungi and Urisi behind you. By pushing and creating even more space there, you really allowed them to disrupt your fight. If they would have stayed on point and made Naperville North react to them, you get them out of their comfort zone. You see Owen Sauce here trying to take care of this Tracer. Tracer gets out, and now it's up to them.
Again, same plan. Will they overextend again? They're on point so far. Echo gets the copy onto Ryan behind him. Is she going to be taken care of? Not yet. Holding the shield up. There's the ult coming in for the Huskies. And they're approaching one fight territory already with no indication that Whitney Young has any answer for them here at Gardens.
Yeah, and you do have 2 ults maybe for this fight. You have Drop the Beat, which will help. The McCree ult, I don't really see making a huge impact here at the very beginning. It's not going to open the fight. So we're going to have to see if they're going to try the same route back in.
So get out of here. You just won gardens for your team already. The picks are gigantic there. There's no way they can... and Naperville North just looking to clean it up now. The beat drop comes in, but it will be to no avail. The picks might look okay, but they're not going to look good enough to win this fight. Oh man, Excel with the clutch sticky bombs there in Echo. Now, Garden's definitely a map that favors this comp Naperville North is running. If we go to Control Center next, you might see something a little different. But man, Naperville North looking strong after dropping that first map.
Yeah, there were just so many places that they could pull the Dolphins into different directions. I actually like this map for the Dolphins here. I think this will be easier for them to stay as a collective unit and have less of the disruption. But yeah, clutch sticky bomb there. That was, and I think what Excel did really well was he hit the back line with it. He didn't shoot it at the first person who came out the door. He hit the last two guys on the way out.
Hey, check our team comps. We've got some different stuff happening. We got a Ryan Zarya coming out of Naperville North, and Owen Sauce running the Junkrat. We saw him run against Springfield earlier. Lord knows I remember that Junkrat was there. And Amu running Roadhog for the first time this match. All kinds of different stuff going on. Hard to tell what's going to happen. Uresi on the Symmetra is going to completely deny space in that top room. And now,
great look.
Yeah, they're going to start brawling it out here. The Sim turrets are there. They got to be careful. Remember, Symmetra uses no ammo when shooting a shield, so she can be a nuisance, that Reinhardt. Owen Sauce gets the first pick. Whitney Young looking to crash now with the grenades coming in from the Junkrat. All kinds of damage coming out of the Dolphins right now. There's a stop on the Immortality. Riptire already? What?
Wow.
Excel also had a Riptire.
Yeah, we see this is a pretty prolonged fight here, which I also feel tends to favor the playstyle of Naperville North. They're a little bit aware of their space that they're taking as we see that they're kind of cleaning up the fight here. They're going to have to wait for Whitney Young's going to have to wait for Owen Sauce to come out, and Red Frost. The Red Frost just respawned. I think the comp that they just pulled out for this is maybe a reaction to the comp that they were just seeing out of Naperville North, and you're not seeing that anymore.
Yeah, they switched to Ryan Zarya now. Amu, a very, very good Zarya player. I am not surprised by this. Uresi's turrets do a lot of damage to Beneb, and then he finishes them off. No problem. Naperville North going to win this fight as well. I think the switch to Zarya is good for Amu. It is a very strong pick for him. Melanade Man does manage to boop Shash off the map. So Terp, chalk up 1 for your environmental kills bet today. But man, I'll tell you what, that Riptire from Excel came out. I literally didn't even see it in the kill or in the percentage up top. I mean, it was so fast that happened. Lots of ults coming online for Whitney Young, however. So what's going to happen? It's time for their Riptire. The wall comes out. What can they get with it? Nothing. That lamp was big for the Huskies. The wall is bigger. Lots of health here. Grab comes out. Beat drop comes out. Here comes some ults, everybody. Who will this fight start to favor? It's going to go the way of Whitney Young so far. Excel trying to turn that around, however. He's got his own Riptire. Anyone's game up to this point. Red Frost in Quacker's face. He takes care of him. And now Excel, the only remaining Husky. Whitney Young says, we are not going to get zilched out this time.
Yeah, I do like the use of the Symmetra teleporter to get them faster to the point. That is pretty clever. Though I don't know how much. Yeah, he's going to switch off the Symmetra. I think IHSEA on the Symmetra was good for that one hold, get the ultimate out, but at this point it's time to kind of adapt and revise the strategy.
Not to mention a very Coach Terpstra thing to do, run Symmetra anytime, ever, in any map in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Here, Shatter gets blocked. Zungies does as well. Red Frost with a quadruple Death Blossom. That is going to put a quick stop to the Huskies push. Hello, Team Kill Ding.
That is a Whitney Young play if I've ever seen it.
No
Cosine has been exceptional all day blocking Earth Shatters in the Rhine versus Rhine matchup, and then you see that space that it creates. Remember when Reinhardt Earth Shatters, he's got to put down the shield, right? So as that animation's going out and then into the Flame Strike, Red Frost
grab comes out to counter the window. Who's going to get picked? Zungi gets his opposite number first. Uresi gets his as well. Owen Sauce does manage to get 2, gets 3. Thought this fight was over. Will Owen Sauce have any survivability? He gets another one. It's not going to be enough, but man, he certainly tried.
That fight right there, Owen Sauce would have 1v3'd there if it wasn't for Shash being so clever with the shields there. Great Earth Shatter there.
Yeah, excellent choice to quickly engage by Whitney Young here. Owen Sauce may have died. They may have lost that fight, but how many picks he got opened up this next opportunity, and Whitney Young looking good to retake the point. Amu gets Zungi, and they've retaken it. So it is one-fight territory if Naperville North can take it back, but it's about to be one-fight territory for Whitney Young as well. Check out Excel's Junkrat kind of being cheeky over here. For something, perhaps. Has a rip tire. Owen Sauce does not.
They found him.
Yeah, they did.
92. Oh, kills him. That's huge. The grab comes out. That was supposed to be a rip tire grab there. But the
Shatter catches everyone. Will they get anyone? He had grab again. He already had grab. Quackers is in trouble. He's got to get out. Whitney Young is looking good here at Control Center. And just like we said, this map is better for their comp. It's going to be close. Can they touch? Even if they can, it doesn't seem like it's going to have anything to do with the outcome. Whitney Young takes the second round of Lijiang Tower, and now we're heading to round 3 at Night Market, which is a more even in the middle type of map for these two compositions. Gardens, very Naperville North heavy. Control Center, very Whitney Young heavy. What's going to happen now that it's kind of even the playing field?
I think what you're going to see is you're going to find both of these teams want to fight in different positions. Naperville North is going to want to fight on the backside of the point. You have a lot of environmental space. It doesn't really lend itself for this big death ball type of strategy that Whitney Young has. Whitney Young wants to come in through the front door. Lots of different areas. You can kind of get picks at different angles, and you can kind of negate the Hammond environmental kills that have kind of plagued you in that first map there.
Yeah, Whitney Young is going to pull out what we expect them to. With Naperville North goes back to their old ways in this very mobile composition. And this is the unstoppable force, immovable object we talked about in our pre-show. Here we go. Whitney Young going to have more people on point first. Will it be enough to get a fight-deciding pick? Let's take a look. Cosign with the front line. Zungi gets in the back line. A gigantic slam already at 50% on his ult. Excel gets Red Frost. And now the Huskies are going to slam the Dolphins here on point A. Or point A, I guess it's 1 point. It is point A, but it's still 1 point.
Yeah, so it's going to go to Naperville North first. The Dolphins did exactly what I thought. They were going to come in through the front door. They just took so much damage to get in. I really want to see them kind of juggle the shields a little bit better, take a little less damage on the way in. Just you don't have as much healing, right? Any damage is going to stick here based on the Scorch effect. But there we go.
Got another with that first pick on Owen Sauce. Again, Whitney Young doesn't win these fights. They lose the first pick. It just seems to be consistently the case. Zungi's spinning to win, but the tanks for Whitney Young do pick up a couple. Not going to be enough, I don't think, though. Make a liar of me. We're trading. Here we go. Let's see what happens, I guess. Just forget what I have to say.
Yeah, it looks like Naperville North will still hold, and Melonade Man, unfortunately, going to get staggered a little bit there, but he's playing Lucio. And here we go. Looks like we're going to set up on another fight. We still got probably another 3, maybe 4, depending how quick we are. Oh, here comes the Tracer in the back.
Zungi.
Oh, stunned.
Oh, get out of here. That is a beautiful minefield. Oh, yeah, but a lot of them got caught up. Look at that. They got caught up.
Oh, huge environmental kill. Zungi knocking 3 off the ledge.
Bye.
There you go.
Hello, play the game.
That's what I was talking about. You don't want to fight in these areas where Zungi can just clamp and roll, right? He's finding the opportunities that Whitney Young are giving them. Though we are almost to a grab, we're almost to an Earth Shatter, so there are going to be an opening here for Whitney Young.
That is another minefield. That is fast, guys. Zungi's Wrecking Ball has been a nuisance. Quackers with the pick on the cosign. The beat drop does come out, but so does the trance. And that trance is going to outlast the heals that beat drop provides. The picks are coming in for Naperville North. They're looking set up really well to finish off Lijiang. And they're going to do just that. Red Frost gets 2, but it will not be enough. Naperville North a matter of time now. Taking Lijiang Tower to go up 2-1 in the series. Hello, Shatter on 3 people. Still not enough. It's going to take some miraculous for Whitney Young to change my mind right now.
Yeah, they're staggering it. They're kind of delaying what feels like the inevitable. But credit to them, still fighting here. I mean, this has been overtime for a while. This might be the end of it, though. No, another contest here.
Oh, wait. Is this Boop going to get people? Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, I thought Melanade Man was going to be able to get a massive boop, but it will not be the case. Naperville North takes map 3 to take a 2-1 series lead and force match point as we head to Escort. Props to them. Hey, I'll tell you what's so interesting to me right now. Oh, let's take a look at this Zungi.
Yeah,
it's going to be... We got to take a moment to appreciate this boop. It's the big minefield, takes care of the immortality, and says, I'm just going to scoot right in there. Goodbye.
He almost got a fourth one there. He almost knocked the McCree off as well. That was just very heads-up play, very smart. Get them off the map, control the point. Well done.
I think so. What I think is super interesting as we've gone through our championship Saturday here is that the 4 teams we had, Springfield, Barrington, Whitney, Young, Naperville North, all play so different. They're known for extremely distinctive yet varying styles of gameplay. Barrington, we see oppressive double hit scan, just a beautiful use of their Ash and McCree. And Springfield, we saw a Hanzo that went nuts today and enabling like a strong like a Sigma peel with the Hanzo. With Naperville North, it's this moving flying goofiness that almost is coming out of them that is so hard to deal with. And from Whitney Young, it's this death ball. It's this moving as a group of 6, like impenetrable until it's not. And it's not because Zungi and his teammates are just able to break them up, able to be disruptive, and just frankly being all over the place. And it's incredibly fun to watch and exactly what Naperville North needed to do to take this match today.
Yeah. I think Naperville North came in with a game plan on how to specifically play against Whitney Young. These 2 teams have not played yet. They have avoided each other, even though they're in the same region. This was the 1 and the 2 seed in the A region here, in the North region. And they haven't played each other, right?
Right.
But Naperville North, you can tell someone did their homework, right? Terp or someone did their homework and came in with a plan. Now it's time. They're with an escort map. You said this is the next one.
Yep.
I think Escort can play into the strengths of Whitney Young. I think you need to kind of change up maybe some of the heroes that you're looking at, and how you want to win. What is the recipe?
Yep. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, guys, as we get our stream situated. Our teams are going to Escort next. We'll figure out what the map is in just a second. Stay tuned, Huskies fans and Dolphins fans. It is a 2-1 match. It has been a great one, and we may see a conclusion next. We may go to a map 5. Let's figure out. All right, everybody, we're back headed to map 4. Naperville North up 2-1 on Whitney Young. We have seen a substitution. Robin Banks coming in to play support, presumably for the Dolphins. He is going to step into that former support role. And Naperville North not making any changes. Route 66, your map. Whitney Young's back's against the wall. Coach Can, do you think we go map 5, or do you think we have our champion for the 3rd year in a row right here?
I think if I was held responsible for my pick, I would have to say Naperville North, but I am casting this match. So as always, I can walk it back and give some sort of explanation on why Whitney Young takes this and takes the whole series. But it's just so hard because the last 2 maps, I mean, you talked about it, you know, it shocked them. The comp shocked them in map 2, and it frustrated them in map 3. And I don't know if they find an actual solution to the comp that Naperville North is running so comfortably right now.
Naperville North not making a single change with their comp. It's the same thing we've seen the last few maps. Has been such a pain for Whitney Young. But with Robin Banks coming in, immediately Brigitte is picked. And I wonder if that's because Robin Banks is a Brigitte main. Maybe that's what they want to do.
Well into the tank line as for Whitney Young. Cosign on moving off the Reinhardt, onto the Arisa. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit slower of a W key match here. Obviously, with payload, this map, you have to stay on the point, or the point is to move that payload from point to point to point. So it does kind of slow them down naturally. Maybe it might help them see the gaps in this Naperville North comp here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this is the answer. I said this off air, and I thought that we would see it. We don't thus far. I am very surprised we've not seen the Reaper Sombra that Whitney Young is so known for. I think it might actually deal with the problem of the Wrecking Ball, get those hacks down, make it so that Quackers is completely useless when you impede, but we're not seeing it. And so they're not running this Reaper Sombra. Uresi gets the first pick on Owen Sauce, and Excel is going to take care of that invulnerability matrix. So this is likely to be a Naperville North fight victory, depending on what happens. Hello, Boop. Not going to get them off quite yet. Oh my gosh, he slammed off. Robin Banks may have interrupted that. I don't think he realized how far off he was. Maybe Robin Banks actually did get that slap there. But Red Frost with the pick on Uresi, and now Whitney Young moving the payload here.
I think the pickup of the soldier tells us something, and Robin Banks on the Brigitte. It tells us that they understand, and you look at their cameras as they're spinning in circles. They understand what's going on. As we do have Excel in the back, she's going to pull down the ult. Looks like Naperville North is going to clean this fight up here.
Yeah, they cleaned it up. Copies hits the bongo there, and goodbye Dolphins. But they did manage to almost finish A. Lots of time left on the clock to make that happen. Yeah, I think that they see something here. They see Red Frost on the soldier instead. Robin Banks coming in to play Brigitte. Maybe they wanted to match the Brig that Naperville North had with rallies, and thus far Robin Banks has rally before Farmlab does. So it's all about being optimal with Brigitte. She doesn't have a very strong role, I don't think, in widely accepted metas right now, but she is very impactful if you can use her cooldowns correctly. That's a sticky, and it's going to not get anyone that does get the invincibility matrix, though. Zungi gets a pick with his minefield on the Amu. The minefield, again, so good. Already up to 27% on his next one.
Yeah, I think that was very clever. I think Whitney Young knew that there was a possibility for that flank. We saw them take that lower tunnel, but you still, that Zungi is in these hidden corners, and look, Whitney Young is kind of walking scared. They have to spend so much time clearing corners and angles to make sure that Zungi can't boot them off. We already see the first pick by Quackers. Environmental kill there. Yes.
Yeah, Zungi gets it on the ammo.
Here we go. Another fight one looks here by Naperville North, and looks like they don't have the answer here.
I'll tell you what, the Huskies are all playing so well right now, but with the power invested in me as a caster, if Naperville North finishes this off, Zungi has to take the MVP of our grand finals. He has been so disruptive, stepped up to the plate, filled a role that was big when his senior graduated last year, and really made a difference and been the one thing that has stopped Whitney Young up to this point in the season.
Yeah, the Dolphins now coming up on 5 ultimates, so that opening there with the minefield is huge.
Oh my god!
So the lamp stays alive a little bit longer there. Zungi looks like he's going to take down the Baptiste.
I'm just in awe I mean, Zungi's ball has been so good. I can't talk about it enough. Maybe I should, for those of you at home, not to be annoyed. But man, it's been so good. Amu does switch to Zarya. We see Robin Banks go to Lucio, and Sombra is here. Red Frost going to switch to Reaper after this Death Blossom, or this Attack Visor, I bet. Man, you got to wonder why they didn't just do it earlier.
Yeah, so kind of walk people
Red
through.
Frost with a big pick on a Zungi. Zungi's out of this fight. He's been the one disrupting things. Cosine tries to jump up to the top. He does finally get up there with the help of his Lucio. And here we go. This payload moving. Will they get another pick to solidify this win? Excel gets the Echo copy. Here comes all kinds of ults. Uresi with a big pulse bomb and the finish on Cosine. Uresi pops off to wipe up the Dolphins here. A very strong full hold A defense for the Huskies. And there's their title. They see it right there. 74.45 meters into point A is their third consecutive state championship. If they can manage to get there, if you're Whitney Young, you're sweating. You feel it right now. That is a very tall order to hold.
You see the power of the Sombra. Actually, right before that team fight there, I was just asking you, like, walk us through the power of Sombra versus the Hammond, and it showed right there, right? Hacked him out of ball form. He was stuck in the middle. He couldn't pop his shields, and they melted him instantly, right? And it does kind of beg the question: if this is a hero that they play, if this is a strategy that they run, why did it take so long for them to roll it out? Is that something that you have to go back and reflect on as a team moving past this tournament here?
Absolutely.
All right, so we see the Huskies. Doesn't look like they've changed anything. If you haven't beat it, we're not going to change. The Dolphins are going to run. They're going to run the Roadhog as well. Roadhog, so much sustainability. While he doesn't have necessarily as many, of the crowd control tools that we see with like the Zarya and others, his ultimate is a game changer as far as crowd control goes, and he just sustains through so much damage.
So we are going to take a look for the first time in this match. I can't believe I'm saying for the first time in this match. It is what they're known for. Whitney Young's Reaper Sombra combo. Red Sauce been popping off on the Reaper all game. The Sombra looking for hacks on the ball, hacks on the Echo, hacks on everyone. What will happen here? Will they be able to farm that EMP Death Blossom combo, which is an absolute winner? Man,
Zungi already in the background. Yeah, already in the back lines there. Probably looking to push them forward. Yep, here he comes.
They're giving up a lot of space. Over a third of the space they need to win the title has already been handed to them. Whitney Young decides to hold them at this corner instead. They're going to push through. The lamp comes out preemptively by Baptiste. He bumps the Dolphins into the front line. Zungi says, you can run Sombra all you want. I'm still going to be a problem for your Reinhardt. And he is just that. Moving forward. Guys, this could quickly fall apart for the Dolphins. They've got to stabilize right now, or Naperville North is going to three-peat.
Here we go. You already have that pulse bomb up. Uresi picking off ammo there.
And that's it. Owen Sauce's Sombra is not going to make it happen. The Huskies are going to push. Cosine gets close, but that's going to be it. The minefield comes in front, and everybody, Naperville North High School has once again taken the IHSEA title. The three-peat is here. Coach Turp and the Huskies, congratulations on your championship. This time, you did drop a map, but the end result may be the same. Naperville North is going to take the title today.
Yeah, I think it was so evident. I'm not sure how long Whitney Young has rammed, but I think it's so evident what happens when you put time and invest into coaching, building a strategy, building a toolbox to bring into tournaments so that you can change and adapt. This is not a comp that we saw from Naperville North earlier. This is not a kind of something that we saw as a staple from them, but this is something that they brought into this championship match, and it looked like something that they ran every day. This looks like something that they stack as 6 and take into rank together. I can't say enough about the prep that probably went into this match specifically.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to do a post-game interview here with Coach Terpstra and with Zungi, who I'm reigning our MVP because I get to do that. We're going to pull them up into our voice chat. Give us just a second, guys. Let me do that for you. We're pulling up. There he is. Let's see. Move to. Coach Terpstra and Zach, guys, you guys are three-peat champions. Coach Terp, what do you have to say about it?
Let's go. No, in all honesty, like this was, out of all 3 years, by far, this was the highest competitive level that we've seen within the state. Not taking anything away from previous opponents, but hats off to every single one of these teams this year, from Barrington and Springfield, and definitely Whitney Young. You guys are very, very strong. Against any other team, you guys are going to get that win. But I'm so proud of my kids and the work they put in. We've cycled some players and just showing some resilience. They ran into that brick wall after map 1. We made a change. We talked it out. And I tell you what, Zach, he came in huge. So I'm glad he's our MVP today.
Yeah, speaking of that, Zach, with the power invested in me as the commentator today, which is, of course, is a very big amount of power. We're calling you the MVP. Dude, talk to us for a second. We talked about this on stream, but last year, Koyos is your guys' tank player. Graduates, moves on. You have big shoes to fill. Talk about this moment for you and how you were the person to make such a big impact on this championship.
Knowing I had like such large shoes to fill because he was just like such a strong player. It felt really great being able to make it to the finals. And it started out tough. Whitney Young's brawl comp is really good. But being able to make such an impact and get us the win was really exciting for me to play.
So talk to me about, like, in the mind of a wrecking ball player, right? You know this team's going to rush you down. They're going to use tons of utility to fight you and try to get that early pick. What are you thinking as you're about ready to engage? You're getting behind them. Like, what's the like mentality as a wrecking ball player going into something with that much health?
Yeah, the mentality is always just to find like a support or someone who's just low health that I can get, because I know they're really going to be focused on running like my Sigma and the rest of my team down. So while they're rotating towards our team, I know I have that opportunity where I can go in and isolate someone from the rest of their team for a kill.
Nice. Coach Terp, this is not the end of the season for the Huskies. Again, talk to us about what Overwatch for you looks like post IHSEA state championship.
I think that's one of the awesome things that we're able to provide our students, whether it be in Overwatch JV, Overwatch varsity, and in Rocket League varsity, the opportunity to play at that next level. So winners of the state get to move on into the national playoff system. So sometime in February, NASEF will be, we have affiliated with them. So that means our state winners are going to move up to that next level. So we'll be taking on bracket winners from across the country, from West, Central, and East, along with some other. I think Michigan and Pennsylvania both have their own brackets. So I think there's going to be, at least in varsity Overwatch, I believe it's 7 teams going into a national bracket single elimination later on this year. So, we'll see what happens come February, but we're glad. We're very happy to be back at this opportunity to keep moving. And again, I just all love to the kids that have put in the effort. I've got an awesome parent surround group. It's just been an amazing run. And, it's one of those things I hope it never ends, but it's hard to win once. It's hard to win. It's really hard to win 3 times. And because of that, it all goes to the kids. All props to them.
Well, congratulations, guys. Hey, like you said, the 3-peat is a tall order, and you guys managed to pull it off. Congratulations to the Springfield Capitals for their 3rd place in state finish today, to Whitney Young's Dolphins for their 2nd place, and to Naperville North Huskies for being your champions for the 3rd year in a row, guys.
Well
Hats
done.
off to a fantastic program. Everyone, thanks for tuning in today. Coach Can, thanks for joining again on this championship Saturday, calling the games today. It was a blast to call it with you. Coach Mendez for running the stream all day, to all of our IHSEA staff members for being referees or helping out in whatever way they might need to help out, because Coach Terp told them they have a job to do today. But guys, thanks for tuning in. We hope you had a lot of fun today. We are going to continue with the IHSEA JV Overwatch finals this upcoming Wednesday, so tune in for that. And I believe we have Rocket League continuing the Thursday following that, and then we'll head into our holiday break. I'm Coach McGee, joined here by Coach Can, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And in the words of TiVo, do your homework.
Have a good one, guys.